Halloween used to feel different, right? Cheap plastic masks, cardboard cutouts for your walls, and just decorations that weren't really fancy. But somehow they still felt magical. And that's the exact vibe that I'm hoping to bring back today. I'm building a fence with the classic style pumpkins peeking up over the top of it. But here's the twist. The whole thing moves. And I'm not stopping there. I got a couple other little things that I'm going to put on this fence, but we'll get back to that towards the end, so let's get started. So since this is a Halloween project, my goal is to spend as little money as possible while doing this. And with that being said, I decided to go ahead and use some pallets. I've got that simple little pallet prior right there that my buddy made for me years ago, and it just helps to pull the whole thing apart nice and fast. And then I can just start laying out my fence and making a plan. This is going to be a short little fence, and it's going to go right in front of a haunted house that I'm going to be building coming up in maybe the next video. And speaking of haunted houses, check out this shirt. I picked this up from Sleepover clothing. He makes all sorts of cool designs for anybody that's into spooky stuff, and if you're watching this video, you probably are. He even does prints of famous haunted houses. So go check him out and support small artists. Link down below in the description. Okay, back to the build. I can use the 2x materials from my pallets to just screw together and make the basic shape of the fence, and then use all of the pallet slats and just nail them onto the front. After that, it was time for a little pizza break.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Day before Labor Day, it's an all-day fire kind of day. Little chilly out, but perfect if you ask me. Let's go fix what I up yesterday and make this look like a fence instead of just a box. So like I said, I'm just fixing this so it looks more like a fence, just cutting off the tops to make them pointed. When you order a windshield wiper from Fright Props, it's got these 3 bolts right here so you can mount it, and you also get this can go right on like so, and then this will spin and it'll give you movement. We'll get to that. You get this plug to plug it in. Fright Props is not a sponsor, but I would recommend going there. I bought one of these plates for doing decking, and I just drilled some extra holes in it, as you can see. And this just slides right over like so. I also bought these little pieces and this. There we go. See what I mean? Now, we needed some aluminum to make some arms that move. I think I have an old Harbor Freight clamp we can use, so let's go get it. So, you can definitely cut aluminum on your table saw or miter saw. Just take your time, and it's going to shoot a lot of tiny little pieces of aluminum at you, so be aware. You might want to wear a long sleeve shirt and definitely some safety glasses. Right here, I am just prepping this piece of aluminum. As you can see, I'm drilling a hole in one side and then cutting that slot in the other using my jigsaw. It was pretty janky, but really it's not going to matter much. I put 3 more holes into this aluminum so that I could hold 3 cool little spooky pumpkins, which ends up being 2 later, but as of right now I thought I was going to be doing 3. You'll see. We got the part that goes on the motor itself, a bolt through it, then through 2 washers and into this. These little boards that I'm attaching right there are going to stick up at the top of the fence where I can attach my pumpkins. Once I had everything screwed on tight, as you can see, it would move around just like so. Now, I've made a bunch of these type of things in the past, and I don't know what I was thinking when I made this mistake here, but you need all of these 3 boards that are going up and down to be able to move freely. And for some reason, I was thinking I could screw them in right here and they would just sway side to side, but that's not the case. So don't do that, and do this instead. I just put a board in between each one of these boards that are going to be moving up and down, and then I put a piece of plywood across the whole thing. This just leaves all 3 of these free to move and not fall out or fall side to side all the way. Alright, I switched it to 2 because it just was too cluttered back there. But anyway, they're moving. Now, here's the mechanism. It goes around there. That slot that I cut earlier right there. Now, these have to be loose up here, I learned. I
think I could have just cut a slot in these two, that would have worked. But instead, I just left them loose and screwed the boards on like so. Gives them...
Alright, with that it was time to move on to my favorite part of this entire process. Making spooky pumpkins. If you're not into painting or drawing or anything like that, 2 Halloween masks on foam heads would work great for this project. Bastille pumpkins? Is that how you say it? Bastille? Bastille? Anyway, it's an old company that made vintage looking... They're going to be like vintage looking pumpkins. So I drew them out and then I moved over to my bandsaw, cut them out, brought them back inside to give them some paint. I really love this old vintage style. I remember as a kid, we always had all the little cardboard prints hanging on the walls around Halloween, and it's one of my favorite memories. I even still have some of them. They're real cool. So I was trying to replicate that and just give that old vibe. And that right there is a paint pen. I'm not very good at keeping a steady hand when I use a paintbrush, so I just opted to use a paint pen. Then all I had to do was nail them on, and I got my 2 moving pumpkins. But like I said earlier in this video, we got a couple more things that I want to do to make this look a little bit better. Like that. Some dark stain. I stained the whole thing to kind of age it, and I'm going to go over that dark stain once it dried with another coat of stain, a different color. I thought it looked a little too plain, so me and the kids decided we would go outside and do some more drawings. And here I drew this cool black cat in the same kind of vintage style as the other one, and also drew out the words trick or treat and cut that out. I won't go through all the details of painting and staining this, I'll just show you the basics. Like I did before, I just used the paint pen and some paint to get it all done. Alright, and there I am applying another coat of stain. This is a green-gray type weathered look. I'm putting right over the top of the dark stain, and I just nailed the cat onto the bottom, and I sealed everything with some spray poly, and there we go. I'm hanging up the trick or treat sign that I made also. So I love this. This feels very nostalgic to me. Even the movement of this feels very nostalgic to me. It's basic, it's simple. There's just something about this that I really like. And when it's in front of the haunted house, and I think I'm gonna do 3 silhouette trick-or-treaters running up to the haunted house right next to it, some lights on it and everything, I think it'll look really cool. And if you want to see the haunted house, make sure you subscribe. In the meantime, I have plenty of other Halloween videos. Watch one of them. They're over here somewhere.
Lies! Lies, do you hear me? Give my creation! Lies!
This is like almost one of the best things my dad ever made for the Halloween party. Happy Halloween! Bye, see you again, and have a good dream.